Okay, and we are live. Hello, everybody. Just got back from seeing Avatar: The Way of Water, and going to talk about it. Going to try and keep it spoiler free. And let's welcome our guests. We have three guests in the studio today. Of course, first and foremost, the Mommerer is back,
Hello there, my dear.
and you made it through the movie. We all made it through the movie. That was a long movie.
I did. You know what? I had to take a nap beforehand, but I did make it. And yeah, I was saying to Bubba though, it was definitely a movie I don't think you could fall asleep in. So yeah, I
Yeah,
did
it
make
did. It did keep you going there.
yeah, it did. Definitely.
All right, let's see here. We've also got. Is this I got to make sure am I saying the name right? Is this Madiam
It
or
is
Magiam?
Medam. Medam. One of the characters' names in the movie was, I think, Netam, so I am Medam. And this image is my own personal rendering of Pandora. So,
Of your personal rendering of what?
Pandora, if I was
Of
exploring the planet.
Pandora. And we're also going to be joined by Blue Cat People.
Meow.
Yeah.
Yo, Maddie, is that from your Astro class?
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. Yeah, I had big expectations coming to this movie, and in the first like hour, maybe I was like, "Whoa, am I about to be let down?" But after going through the whole movie, I will say I was pleasantly, I was like happy with it.
I thought it was so good. I loved it. I mean, it was like a little in the beginning. I was like, dang, this is going to be really rough. And then as the movie went on, I was like, no, this is great.
Yeah,
Spectacular.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 hours and 12 minutes, the movie, and it felt long, but it didn't feel like 3 hours and 12 minutes long. Like it did keep my attention. I only looked at my watch, I think, once.
No, I think the first hour I was like, oh, this is gonna be a long 3 hours. But then the last 2 hours of the movie pick up real good.
Yeah, and I think that like what really kept me going through everything because I guess not to spoil too much, but the first like half of the movie, there's like nothing really driving the plot forward. But what really kept me going was I just love the visuals. Like when you're just sitting there watching it, it's like how did they make this movie? Like it's so beautiful and like all the motion capture and like the underwater stuff. Like if you've seen anything from the trailers, like there's a lot of like underwater stuff in this movie. It's like how do they do that and how they make it look so good?
No,
I
and
didn't
I
think
So
think
they do that
yeah,
that
I
good.
was absolutely saying, I was like, I think this is an action movie, but more so, I think this was like a fantasy world building movie. Because I was sitting there and I was like, is there anything they could have cut out to make this movie shorter? And I was like, no, pretty much everything in it like was necessary to build this world and to like then make us feel connected to it. Because like obviously there's a big fight scene in this movie. There's a big fight scene in all the Avatar movies. But like when that big fight scene came and like things were happening and like I was like worried about the terrain. I was like, we've just come to love this world for 3 hours. Like it better be safe. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I just don't know if they could have cut anything out. And that's like kind of rare for these long movies, but I honestly felt like everything in there was pretty necessary for what they're trying to do.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if this is the best looking movie I've seen with the CGI or the second best looking movie from a
What would be
visual.
better?
Dune. I thought every scene in Dune was like a masterpiece
Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see
in the
Dune.
way Denis
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve, with the way he created and crafted the visuals in that movie. It's gorgeous. But the underwater, when they get to the water and they're living with the water people, like I didn't think you could do CGI like that. Like they got the hair flowing, the things floating in the water, the monster thingies breaking the coral up or hitting the sea floor and the sand kicking up and all that. I'm like, wow, this is like I was actually thinking like how long does it take to render this?
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking the whole time? I was like, Disney, this is what they should be doing on all. I don't know if this is Disney, but like, this is what they should be doing on all their projects. Like after coming off all of these horrible Marvel movies with this god awful CGI, it's like this was refreshing. This was like this is something that was genuinely there was time put into this.
You know, it's interesting. So I'm going to jump back to something that you said, Mariam. When we are on a journey, it's not always going to be fast. And I felt like I was with this family. So I was like okay with it being slower in the beginning because it's kind of like building up to who they were. And I thought also to what you were saying, Grandalorian, you there's nothing that tops the creativity, the imagination, and just the animals and the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenery. I really felt like I'm not really a big 3D person. I definitely would recommend though going to see this in 3D. You kind of felt like you were in that space. So they did a really good job with that, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of blue cat people, do you know what I'm experiencing right now?
What?
Mulan in the way of annoying. She's sitting right here next to the microphone. Hello, the Moo.
I
The
guess.
other-
Well, I'll just say I love the movie. I loved it. I love all the action scenes. I love how beautiful it was. But I just recently did watch the first Avatar movie, and just comparing the two, I think one thing that the first Avatar movie did better is like I like kind of bought like into all the characters, and there wasn't like a moment where I was like, this is kind of silly. I mean, of course, the first Avatar movie has its silly moments because you're a blue person, but like there are some moments in this movie where I was genuinely like, what are they saying right now? Like, what are they doing? Like
the dialogue was definitely lacking on some parts. The one kid they have in there, Spider, horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible. The
yeah,
actor was just not good. Anytime that character was on screen, I was immediately taken out of the movie, and I was just like, oh, it's like
I think
someone
for
put him
most
in an
of-
acting class.
I think for most of the movie too, that character is just kind of out of place, and he's just there to just kind of move the plot forward a bit.
Well,
yeah.
don't you think they were really trying to reach different audiences? And so in the first movie, I don't know that there was a whole bunch of kids, was there, Bobby?
No, there
No.
was
And
none.
so, I think now this is this epic journey. You said, what, there's 3 more movies coming after this? That you can't just have all these older people. And they had the little ones and they had the teenagers, and I think if anything they could have changed was, I don't know, there was just too many. We were talking about this afterwards. There's a lot of storylines, and sometimes it just kind of got jumbled about which storyline they were on.
Oh, for sure.
Can we give just a basic plot of the movie without giving anything away?
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Essentially, the Earth people. I didn't even watch the first Avatar. I was asking Dougie so many questions during the movie, but essentially, Jake Sully's living with the Avatar people now, and then the Sky people come back to mine some more things from Pandora. And Jake's trying to fight them off, and eventually he goes and he gets to the sea people, and he's living with the sea people. They learn the way of the water, and then there's a big fight scene, obviously, when the protagonist and the antagonist meet. And that's a very basic plot of the movie, but that's just like it's kind of like the plot of Avatar 1, just now to a different degree, because there's water.
And bigger stakes in this one, I think.
Well, there's a family now too. They have a family with the wife. I don't know any of their names, but besides Jake and Duke. But yeah, it's kind of it. It's a really great movie. I definitely would say go watch it, but just be prepared that like it's amazing, and then they got the worst actor possible for Spider. No offense to the actor.
Yeah, if I could be critical
awfully past that.
for a moment here, I mean, Spider is bad. I'm not a huge fan of the guy playing Jake.
Really?
I think his performance just is. There's something just 2-dimensional about it. I mean, it works okay in this movie, and it doesn't really drag the movie itself down because the visuals are so amazing, and the James Cameron does know how to like film action sequences and keep things tight. I mean, there's one part in the action sequence where you've got 3 different groups all trying to overcome their own obstacles, and they're cutting back and forth very effectively. And, so you're not ever getting too bogged down in one set of circumstances. So you're constantly engaged in that. I mean, he's really, really good at that. But like, I don't know, Jake is just kind of flat to me.
I think just also compared to his co-star Zoe, I forget her last name, but
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, just compared to her too. She just delivers even if she is a little crazy, she just delivers such a powerful performance with this character. And like, especially in the action sequence, her part in it was like crazy. I like turned to Dougie and I was like, I would be terrified if I was in this situation and I saw her.
It
I
was
would
so
be
bad booty.
It was crazy, but like it was so intense and powerful. And then it's like you had his performance, and it's like just clearly not the same caliber. But like I think that's also why if there was a lesser powerful cast, he would seem better. But like you can't be co-starring next to her and then have to deliver a lackluster performance. The other thing I will say, the one other thing with this movie, I totally blanked. I had something while you were talking, and the way that they made the Avatar people look too, especially some Avatar people. I won't. You guys know who the other Avatar people. They look so cool. I was like, I want to be one.
Do you want to
Like-
be the water one?
No, the new Avatar people in this movie.
You want to
So,
be
yeah.
the
I wanna
buff
be-
ones?
I want to be the buff army Avatar people.
Okay, look. There was one buff army Avatar person that was blowing bubblegum, and that just did not work for me. I hated that.
That was weird.
That was so weird.
The bubblegum?
I was like,
What?
what? Her personality trait is she just blows bubblegum? Like, what?
No,
Why
they
is she
look
doing
so
that?
cool in the outfits. I was like, "Oh my god, I want to be an Avatar person." They look
You
so
know what's bothering
cool.
me? One of them was wearing shades. Like, where did you get shades?
No, that was actually sick when they were riding the creatures and he had the shades on. I love that. I was like, this
Like,
is so
where did you get
sick.
Avatar size shades? Because the avatars
They
are bigger
made
than us.
Avatar
Yeah,
size
that's a good point.
clothes. They made Avatar size clothes, Avatar size
To the
boots.
big and tall store to get shades.
Yeah.
They made Avatar size shades. I thought it was sick. I thought their outfits were sick. I was like, this is the best. But overall, I'd give the movie an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I really liked it. I'd agree with that.
8.5 out of 10. Mommer.
Mommer's
I agree. Yeah, no, Mama's listening. And I was working on something for Tuesday. Treat people. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was just visually just stunning. 8.5 is good rating. I agree.
I guess I'm going to be the only one that only goes 7.5 out of 10.
It's just because you're a critic, cynic.
Well, no, here's my other thing. I mean, I saw it, right? I enjoyed it. I'm really glad I saw it. I can't point to one big sequence in the movie there where I'm like, I can't wait to see that again. Like when we saw Top Gun Maverick, and I was thinking to myself, like, I can't wait to get this on 4K and watch that sequence at the end where they're flying through the canyon and
Are
then
you
bombing
kidding
the
me?
thing and then
The-
flying out. And this movie, with all the action sequences it had, and they're all well done, but I can't think of a single one where I'm like, I got to see that again.
The ending, that was like the most crazy thing I've ever, like, what? I would love to watch that again,
I got
especially.
some other movies to show you that have much better action sequences than that. I mean, they're good. They're good. Don't get me wrong. They're good, but I'm like, there was nothing in the action sequences that they're really just absolutely like I have to see this again, like immediately. Like I saw Top Gun twice in the theaters.
I was thinking as I was watching, it was like, this is like visually as beautiful as Top Gun, but Top Gun is a better movie.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
yeah,
All right, before we wrap this up, because it is extremely late, let me just go through this with you guys real quick. The trailers in the movie tonight. Anything stick out for you? We saw trailers for that 65 movie that's supposed to be like 65 million years ago, and Adam Driver's an alien, I guess, that lands on Earth when there's still dinosaurs.
and it's done by John Krasinski.
Yeah, is this just like a Jurassic Park wannabe movie?
Yeah, I don't know. Look kind of
I thought the
dumb,
trailer started out bad and then maybe got progressively better. Dungeons and Dragons,
stupid.
that looks dumb. The one I'm probably the most excited for, Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
Cillian Murphy, who was Scarecrow in the Batman movies, and
He was
he was
in
also in
another
the
John
second Fireplace
Krasinski
movie.
film. Yeah, he was in the second one.
He looks like Robert Oppenheimer.
Really was
I
Robert
think they did a really good
Oppenheimer.
job with that one. Then Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Stupid.
You know what? That looks stupid, but it looks like I will enjoy it in a stupid but fun kind of way. I think, and that's just on what's the actor's name? Zach Levi
Galifianakis.
playing Shazam.
He plays Flynn Rider.
Yeah, Flynn Rider. Yeah, I like him. I just think he's funny. So I think I will actually like that movie. The Mario Brothers movie. That looks bad.
Yeah,
Pratt, right? Is Chris Pratt Mario?
yeah, he is. I don't know.
He's
We'll see.
Mario.
Honestly, when I saw this trailer, I was like, maybe this could be kind of fun, but it does look pretty stupid.
The Little Mermaid trailer looked promising for the live action Little Mermaid, and then she's singing, and then she hits that note that when she says part of that world, and it was the weirdest hold on that note. It
I thought it was pretty good. She
it
sounded
started
nice.
off good, and then it like got like a little weird in the middle of the note, and then at the end it got really strong again. I don't know. I have to
That
listen to
might
it
be
again.
good.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I think that would be good. That trailer was hilarious.
That looks so funny. That
That was
when he hit
hilarious.
that girl with the dodgeball, that was so funny.
That's the first time during the trailers I actually heard the whole theater laugh.
Because it was hilarious. No one
When
was
Drax did that in
expecting
her
it.
face.
Nobody was ready for that.
Um,
That was funny.
and then the last one, Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Quantumania thing.
I love the song they used in the trailer for that Elton John song.
The Elton John, yeah, I'm just
So
not sure.
good.
Like, was I just that enthralled with that version of this song?
I was
remember
thinking
the
the same thing. I was like, is this actually going to be a good movie, or I just love how they use this song?
And I love Paul Rudd in this. Like, I think Paul Rudd's a great Ant-Man. And that trailer's funny too. And he's like, I hear the same thing. Thank you, Spider-Man. It's like, okay. But then I'm not sure. I'm hoping Kang the Conqueror is better in this than he was in Loki. Because I really didn't like the way they did it in Loki. With that variant Kang that they had in there.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that's going to be good. Probably Guardians is looking better right now, and I'm hoping Guardians is really good because Marvel really needs a good movie for their brand because the last several have just not been up to par. And I think Marvel's surviving better than DC because Marvel at least had 10 years of 3 phases of good movies that came out.
Right.
The people are still like going to see them because I'm starting to worry about like superhero fatigue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, how many more
Oh, yeah, it's
superhero
coming.
movies can I watch?
It's coming. Like when I was seeing a Multiverse of Madness, I was like, I could be done with this.
But we're in for Guardians, right?
Oh yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
gonna watch that.
Yeah, that one looked pretty good. And
I gotta
I'm
see that girl
definitely,
get hit.
I know Mama definitely, at least bare minimum, Mama and I are in for Oppenheimer.
Oh my gosh, Oppenheimer looks amazing.
Yo.
And then probably Mama will have to go by herself to watch Dungeons and Dragons, right? Because you're probably the only one that wants to see that.
No. Mama is gonna head myself to bed though. I'm tired.
What if Dungeons and Dragons comes out and it's like got like 9 out of 10 on IMDb and a 95%? And they're like, that's just the funniest movie ever made.
Oh whoops, we accidentally walked into Oppenheimer. Never mind.
Yeah, oof, wrong film.
All right. Well, I think we had a good movie tonight. A really good movie. I would say go see it. Definitely go see it. I put a prediction up on my whiteboard at school with the kids. I said 144 million opening weekend, which I think if this movie only made 144 million for the opening weekend, that would be a failure because of how much money they've spent on this and the next at least 2 movies they've made.
I guess so, yeah.
I'm not sure if it's 3 total sequels or 4 total sequels to the first one.
Huh.
I'll have to look that up later. But I think James Cameron said in an interview this movie alone needs to make $2 billion to cover everything they've spent on making this one and the next 2 at least.
Oh, we'll see.
I think they filmed them all like back to back to back.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it is after midnight. It's late. I think it's time to call it quits. Any final thoughts from anybody?
I don't think so. I think it was good.
I'm heading to Pandora. Meow.
Yeah. You guys have tomorrow the way of brunch.
All right. Yes, you were right.
All
Signing
right.
off. Going back to
Bye.
my room of Pandora.
This is the way.